including Amnesty International, Haki Africa, Transparency International, among others, convened a meeting on the state of the country's election. Now, the observers noted the misinformation on elections on social media, the need for a health approach, and the interference of school programming since some of the tallying centers are schools.
So I'll call on everybody on this table to add.
Yes.
Yeah, to add. So,
despite the crash program, many schools have already prepared their children ready. Mostly they have started on the revision. And that revision period is the most important in preparing a candidate class. So if we delay far, the minister may need to call a stakeholders meeting to discuss further whether we will be ready to sit the exams in or because of not be in a position to say what would happen, but would like to leave it to the CS education and the various stakeholders who I know will definitely be called to discuss this, and then a way forward will be found.
I think one of the things we can say is that the ability to pass information very fast, whether that information is accurate or not, and we've seen this. We've seen from political parties, from candidates, from media houses, unfortunately, passing information with regards to the tallying at all positions, and it's upon us, I think, as citizens, as people passing on this information, to verify the information that we are passing on, because it's contributing to the tension that Happy was talking about. When everybody is on the media, is on social media with their own results, it has won. Then that contributes to a narrative that is not necessarily in this country. So it's upon us that we are sharing, and to be very careful about what we're sharing. And to our politicians who are called by law to behave, to have a higher standard of behavior as exposed in the Constitution, the moral and ethical requirements as per Chapter 6. They're now on a microscope. Now everybody can see what they're doing. If it's on the internet, it's there for posterity. So it's also a call to them to know that we are watching.
As Irungu has mentioned, elections in Kakamega, Mombasa, and other two members of National Assembly positions were suspended, and they were postponed to 23rd of August. The question we are asking is what will happen on 23rd of August? Public holiday, will these people be allowed the chance to vote like every other Kenyan? Because they do deserve that. Secondly, we are announced, and Bwana Indimuli is here, that schools will reopen on this week on Thursday. I think it's 18th. So what happens to the polling stations? As you know, majority of the polling stations are schools. So if people return to school on 18th, what happens when people go to vote in Mombasa, in Kakamega, in Pokot South, and other places? So these are questions that are still unanswered. And as people who are observing elections, would like to see clarity on these issues. And we are hoping that we will work together with the Law Society of Kenya and others to seek clarification, because we have to answer these questions so that people can prepare well for the upcoming elections that were postponed to 23rd of August.
So if we are responding to COVID, all our efforts are geared towards addressing the pandemic, and also the same thing we are seeing right now. All efforts are geared towards elections. So we are forgetting that people still need to access medical services, as one of us has mentioned, that there are people who need to go to their weekly or monthly clinics to get their medication or checkups. So we need to find a way to integrate services into the future so that people are not disadvantaged. We have humanitarian situations, an electioneering period. We are encouraging you to seek essential services, either at the health facility, at the police station, or any any support services that is near you.
What you've seen on social media, personally for my, is that Kenyans are patriotic. Things would not be trending if we are not concerned about our governance, about the things that are happening in our country. And I'd like to speak to Kenyans and ask to allow IEBC to do their work. And nothing is perfect. Kabata here has talked about this being a pregnancy. I will talk about it as raising a child. There are very many messy moments when we are raising our child. And so is a democracy that we are trying to nurture in Kenya. And if you look across Africa, we are pretty much mature democracy. And we must attend to this very diligently during this period. We will not achieve perfection in terms of an electoral this election. How we ourselves.
Now, away from that, religious leaders have called for calm and patience as the country awaits Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission (IEBC) to announce the presidential election results. Now, while addressing a press conference in Nyeri on Sunday, Catholic Archbishop and